After finishing second in the Conference South to the eventual champions Weymouth, St Albans avoided a play-off by securing an automatic bye into the final. Lewis, despite finishing fourth, forfeited their place in the playoffs as their ground doesn't meet the current conference standards. And with Histon's semi-final win over Farnborough, the final took place on Sunday the 7th of May at Broadhall Way. Being Hertfordshire, it was almost a home game for St Albans. With virtually their first attack of the game, they opened the scoring, the men in yellow scoring on 7 minutes. Davis threading a ball between two Histon players to create space for Chris Seaby. His low cross was missed by Marwa, but Lee Clarke, charging in at the far post, stabbed home his 26th goal of the season to give St Albans a 1-0 lead. The Cambridgeshire side were looking for immediate response, and they really had City on the back foot. However, St Albans counter-attacked with some poise. A huge ball forward, a mistake by the last defender set Paul Hakim on his way. One-on-one with the keeper, he blasted his shot, the keeper somehow getting something on it. Histon were putting in a high work rate and they deserved an equaliser. Neil Kennedy with a looping header that beat Bastock. But who was on the line? St Albans City's goalscorer Lee Clarke to save the day. Histon kept up the pressure, passions were running high. Bloomfield getting his header away, a good claim by Bastock, plus a few afters. One of the slickest moves of the afternoon came from St Albans as they were looking for a second. Davis with a beautifully weighted ball into the path of Hakim, a neat little clip into the path of Walsh, who hit it first time, beating Davis, but also the back post. As the clock ticked down to half-time, Histon were desperately looking for an equaliser. From a set piece, Bloomfield's header was wide of the mark. So 1-0 advantage to St Albans City as we headed into the second half of this final. 10 minutes into the second half, they bagged a second. It was a mistake at the back by Histon. Lee Flynn met a bouncing ball with a long header forward from just inside the City half. Cambridge ducking it, letting it run through to the keeper. But Hakim was the quickest to react, and sensing his chances, he blasted it in for a 2-0 advantage. St Albans just had to keep their heads and keep possession, but a third goal would have been lovely. Walsh blasting this free kick well over the stand. St Albans got themselves in a right tangle though, as they didn't react well from a long Cambridge throw-in. Bastock fumbling, a melee of bodies in the penalty area, Andrews with the final shot over the bar. St Albans had the ball in the back of the net for a third time, but it was disallowed for offside. A really neat move, the cross coming in from Hakim, and from close range, Burton with the goal that never was. Still St Albans, though, with a 2-0 advantage. St Albans had beaten Histon twice in the league earlier in this season, but they were nearly put on the back foot on 70 minutes. Ian Cambridge, a substitute, with a delightful chip from about 20 yards out, Bastock having to follow it all the way. Any hopes that Histon had of making a comeback were well and truly dashed on 13 minutes as they had a man sent off. Roscoe Hipperson receiving a second yellow for his challenge on Matt Han. It seemed harsh, the referee adamant, Histon down to 10 men. All St Albans City had to do was count down the clock. However, they went on the attack looking for a third. They had a couple of good chances, in fact, in the last 10 minutes or so. This probably the best of them. Han hitting the woodwork. Foyewa poor on the follow-up. As we headed towards the final whistle, it was a great double save by Histon's Davies to deny Catamol. 2 bites at the cherry from the St Albans City player, latching onto a cross from Foyewa. At the final whistle, St Albans City 2, Histon 0. In truth, justice done. St Albans had chased Weymouth for the title all season long, and they deserved to go up. Under the leadership of Colin Lippiatt, they've done ever so well over recent years. For Steve Fallon's men, who defied the odds all season long and were lucky to get into the playoffs, they showed great courage in this particular final. But it is St Albans City who now play conference football next season. Congratulations to the Saints.